Hello and welcome back to Molecules to Humankind. Last week we talked about the cardiovascular system, about how the heart and the circulatory system are constantly pumping blood throughout your body to deliver essential oxygen, nutrients, amino acids, all kinds of things to your tissues so that you can survive, right? Now, that should hopefully make sense. But what maybe some of you guys might have been thinking about is, okay, we're delivering all this oxygen, all these nutrients, all these things to the tissue so they can do things with that tissue. There, of course, must be a waste product. And you would be right if that is what you were thinking. There are waste products that are produced from all of your cells in your body. And those waste products are going to be released back into the bloodstream, okay? So now you are probably thinking, all right, we've got all this good stuff going along in the blood, but then the blood is picking up all this bad stuff. And the blood can probably only absorb so much of this waste product before it is totally saturated, right? So that is 100% correct if that is your line of thinking. Hopefully it is. Luckily, we have a couple organs in our bodies that are constantly working to absorb all of those waste products. And those primarily are the kidneys, right? So your kidneys, about fist size, located kind of in your back, small of your back area. Anyway, those are going to be filtering your blood, and they actually have a huge surface area and a lot of volume that they can contain. So at any moment they could contain about a fourth of your body's blood supply, which is crazy considering they're only the size of your fist, right? They also will circulate all of your body's blood in just 5 minutes at normal state, right? So if you're exercising and your blood flow rate is much higher, it will be filtering the blood at even a faster rate. Pretty impressive to think, because you have quite a bit of blood in your body, right? Okay, so how is the kidney actually doing this? That is a good question to ask. Now, what is happening is all of these waste products, they're coming into the kidneys. These waste products would be considered like urea, toxins, extra nutrients, salts, all kinds of things in excess that your body should not have in it anymore. That's kind of throwing it off, right? That is inhibiting the flow of work that your body is trying to do. So your body is going to pump this blood through the renal artery, right? Renal meaning kidney, artery meaning the aerated, oxygenated blood. And it's going to pump that through the thing called the nephron. Now the nephron has a section called the glomerular capillary, where the capillaries are kind of like a colander, right? They've got a lot of holes in them, and that allows things like that urea, extra salts, proteins, glucose, all this stuff to fall out of these capillaries and be captured by the Bowman's capsule. So that Bowman's capsule is capturing all of these extra things in your blood and allowing it to be filtered through these series of ducts, these renal tubules. And that blood that just dropped off all of those extra nutrients and those bad waste products into that capsule, that blood continues to flow around all of those tubules that follow from the Bowman's capsule. And the reason it does that is because pretty much all of the glucose, salts, amino acids, all of those things are pulled out of the blood in the Bowman's capsule. But of course, you need glucose, you need salts, you need amino acids, all of those things are essential for your life at the right concentrations. And so when the blood is flowing around that renal tubule, it is actually drawing out the correct concentrations of all of those things I just mentioned. So when the blood comes out of the kidney in the renal vein, it actually has hopefully no urea, but also the right concentrations of all of these good things like amino acids, salts, glucose, etc. I think that is super cool. It's very important, obviously, for you to live. But unfortunately, about 1 in 7 Americans actually suffer from kidney disease. Now, why does this happen? Well, unfortunately, most of the time, it is due to a series of bad decisions, just like we talked about last week with cardiac disease, right? Similar set of causes, right? So things like obesity, diabetes, poor diet, smoking especially, all of these things are going to contribute to kidney disease. So that is something we should avoid, right? We should try to be as healthy as possible, avoid entirely, I would say, smoking, all these other things, and yeah, exercise, all that stuff that is pretty obvious is going to be essential for preventing kidney disease. And 1 in 7 Americans are affected by it. I feel like this is a fairly serious thing to consider, so personally, I really hope everyone's able to stay healthy. Oh, also high blood pressure. That one's also going to impact the ability of your kidneys to do their job. Why would that be? That one makes a lot of sense, I think, because if you've got really high blood pressure, for example, then your blood vessels are going to have to counteract by being tighter to hold in all that blood, and so you're going to have to be making some compromises in the Bowman's capsule area with those glomerular capillaries, right? The way that they interact with the toxins, the urea, all those things is going to be different under high pressure. So again, you want to try to avoid that and try to stay in those healthy ranges. The way that kidney disease is often diagnosed is through, I bet you guys can figure it out, it is through a blood test and a urine test, right? Because those are the two things that are going to be most affected if your kidneys are not functioning as they should be, right? Or those are the things that are going to be first affected, because obviously if this continues for too long, you will have significant deleterious effects, and that is not ideal. So we want to be able to prevent that, and testing through blood tests and urine tests are going to be the ways you are able to do that. So that is what we will be doing today in the lab, doing kind of a mock kidney urine test. Pretty cool, I think. And we also have a little example here to show you guys about how it actually happens, how kind of a representation of what's going on in your blood. So we'll have fun doing that. Other fun facts about kidneys are that they actually play an essential role in the transformation of vitamin D from its inactive form to its active form. A lot of people think that vitamin D comes from the sun when it hits your skin. That is part of it. So that sunlight enables a chemical reaction to occur in your body, which allows the first step of this transformation to occur. However, that vitamin D precursor still has to progress from the skin to the liver, where another chemical reaction occurs, and then it has to go finally to the kidney, where another chemical reaction occurs, and it is finally transformed into its active state and able to actually help you. And we'll see, vitamin D. So what does it do? Now, vitamin D is essential for your bones. It is essential for cell-to-cell signaling, for your immune responses. It's really important. And so having healthy kidneys, of course, is essential if you're going to be healthy and have an immune response, have neurons that are working, have all kinds of bodily functions that you want to have. Anyway, those are kind of some cool fun facts, that your kidney is actually the last step in that basically 3-phase process in which the vitamin D is transformed from inactive to its active form. Okay, another thing your kidneys do, they make hormones to regulate the production of red blood cells. Obviously, we need red blood cells, otherwise you would not be delivering any oxygen to your body and you would die. Alrighty, I hope that was interesting. Hope you learned something. We'll go ahead and dive on into this experiment. God bless you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.